Obviously, 8 years, a pretty significant commitment. This is large of a commitment as you guys are allowed to give. What makes you believe, because this is essentially saying he's part of the core of this for the next nearly a decade, what makes you so confident that he should be part of this core?
When we look at the upside, the age, his play, obviously what we're trying to build, the character of the person, the way he's handling himself. Obviously, we've had a lot of talks internally. We've had a lot of talks with the coaching staff. They were all very supportive, starting with Torts. You've heard his comments over the last few weeks. We're very confident with what we've seen, and that's why we were willing to make that commitment to Owen. He's part of the core, and now we're excited.
Torts has talked about his ability, not just the shot. He's always had the shot, but his ability to just create offense in general. How have you seen that develop throughout the course of this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think we saw it lately in the last probably month and a half, how it feels at times he's just, starting to realize how good he can be. The other thing too, when you look, he's power forwards like him they're tough to find. Power forwards that can score and create on their own, even tougher. So we think there's more there. We think he's going to keep improving. He works hard, but the combination of power, scoring abilities, leadership, the way he carries himself, all of that was just what made us feel like it was something we were willing and ready to come into.
Hey, did you expect him to play in the first game after the All-Star break, or is it?
I don't know. I don't know at this point. It's probably a little too early to tell. I certainly hope so. Then that's kind of the positive is we have that break here. That's why we're not going to force him to play tomorrow. I don't know if tomorrow would have been an option, but we're certainly going to stay away from that. It gives him an extra 9 days, 10 days maybe, to hopefully completely heal as much as possible and then not have a nagging injury for the last 30 games of the season coming down the stretch. So that's what we're hoping for, but I don't know enough at this point. We'll find out, during the break at some point, I would imagine.
Danny, Torts said that Owen has a lot of work to do away from the puck, but his offensive upside is so high. How much better do you guys think he can get over this contract?
We believe he's going to keep improving. We realize it's not like he has, at his age, it's not like he's played in the NHL since he was 18. Me personally, I kind of like the fact that he had to go through some tough times, made him realize that he can fight through. I think that's something good that he has on his side. We believe there's more upside there. That makes me really excited.
Danny, before last offseason you signed Sam, before his contract was up, same thing here with Tippett and with hopefully failing, like you said. Is there an emphasis on kind of trying to get ahead of some of these guys before you reach the offseason this year?
It's not just so much in the off season, but you're trying to get ahead of certain contracts and if they make sense. Sometimes it's when you talk to the agents, sometimes they prefer waiting. We had that last summer where there's certain players where we tried to extend guys to longer term deal, but sometimes the players or the agent are just not willing to go there yet. So it's got to come from both sides. And in this case, with Owen right away, I think the player and the team were both comfortable and excited to extend long term. So that's why we move ahead. But it's not always the case. Sometimes it's us too. Sometimes it's the other side. So you need a willing partner to be able to do that. So it's not just about trying to get rid of it and not having to face it in the off season. It's about what we feel makes sense for the organization.
I'm sure this deal didn't come together overnight, but prior to the injury, he was on fire. Was there almost a feeling of we better get this done soon because if we wait another couple months, it might be way more expensive?
Well, yeah, we saw him play, because we were already in discussions when things started exploding in the last couple of weeks for him. So probably got himself a few extra dollars there.
Where do things stand with the other pending UFAs, Sealer, Walker, or Stahl? Is it possible to lock those guys up too? Or?
that's something we're, on a daily basis discussing and, looking at. But I'm not going to dive into, I'd rather not tell where we're at when it comes to negotiating with certain guys. Just for the process, I think it's the right thing to do. I'd rather not use the media to negotiate with players.
What's it Ryan Paling such a good fit here? This is a guy who you bounced around a little bit but seemed to flourish.
Yeah, he can help us in many different facets. The age group, obviously, that was part of the reason of the signing in the summertime. We felt, we had a chance to add a bigger body in the age group that we were looking for that can maybe come together with us, with our young guys. He's been a great fit. Torts has really enjoyed him. Likes that he can use him, on the PK for face-offs. His speed and size combination helps us because having a few smaller sized winger that really helped. So there's just a lot of things he brings to our team that helps solidify what we have. And you know what, he's played well. And he's been a good fit. So it's a contract that's fair for both sides. It's not super long, and it gives him the chance to maybe even solidify himself and achieve a bigger contract if he performs well down the road. And then for us, it gives us a couple years to see him and let him grow with our young core.
Tortorella said in November that he was impressed with how Ryan Paling had signed a one-year deal to
Bet on
show
himself.
me.
Yeah.
But did that impress you as well?
Definitely, and and even with this deal, it's a relatively short term for where he is in his career. So we really like that. He's betting on himself. You can see that the character that he believes in himself, and that goes a long way. So we do enjoy that. We like that.
One or two more. Or assessing Owen, how much is the fact that you guys have been playing more meaningful games so far in the season, and some of his best games have been against the top teams in the league, figuring the assessment?
Yeah, and he's had some clutch goals. That's something that wasn't missed on us too. And we saw the last few games. We've really missed his size, his power, his speed in our lineup. So it's that certainly had a role to play in the negotiations.
Danny, on a different note, the alumni game, the Stanley Cup's at center ice. Do you see that and kind of get goosebumps thinking like that's something that you guys are working towards now in a GM role?
So can you repeat the beginning?
The Stanley Cup
The Stanley
at center
Cup,
ice.
yeah.
It
Makes you dream a little bit.
Yeah.
There's no doubt when you see it from so close. Just looking at it. Hopefully, one day I get to do what some of these guys did on the ice and raise it above their heads.